Wait, again we have to start?
Yeah.
The time is more than
ఇది ఉందా రన్ అవుతుందా లైవ్ రన్ అవుతుందా
తెలుగు లేదు.
లైవ్ ఇస్ ఆన్
I don't know, sir. Then see if it's going on or not.
It's running. Bro, actually the live is running. Yeah, he's doing fast for that's it.
Can we start the live again?
It's running.
Hello guys, myself Dr. Ashish. I am your new Twitter and the main topics what are the composed of, what is size of cell, what are the shapes of cell, what is cell. Then cell is nothing. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life that made a human body or any organism, living organism. So we can say two things about cell. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life, and the second, it is the smallest living what are it's composed of. So from top to bottom, we are saying cell is made up of cell wall. After cell, we can see a cytoplasm. In cytoplasm and mitochondria are the main organelles can be seen in. It is composed of cytoplasm, mitochondria, cytosol, all these types of organelles can be seen. After cytoplasm, nucleus is seen. Inside nucleus, there are also many things present, but we are not going to see classes. Is coming in our now we are seeing this is called a cell. This is the structural overview structure of the cells. What is cell made up of? What are the nucleus? What are the else things that is present in nucleus? That is called cell. This is an animal cell which can we see. That is called nucleus. We can see a nucleus. Here is mitochondria is called the powerhouse of the cell. So we should remember that what is called powerhouse of the cell. If someone is asking from you what is the powerhouse of the cell, so what we should you know what how the Leeuwenhoek in 1665 he discovered a cell, dead cell. He discovered a living cell or dead cell. On that he observed and described a first live cells. That is the first he is saying. He is none other than Anton Leeuwenhoek cell. Then what is basic unit of life? That is called cell. Cell was first cork cell discovered by Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke discovered a compound microscope. In that compound microscope he saw a cell. Okay, now the discovery of cell, how the discovery of cell is actually going. So for that what we are seeing, that discovery of cells in 1965 Robert Brown magnifying glass. Other than that, he noticed small boxes or compartments in the cork size. You know what he saw? He saw nothing. This only he saw. Can you see a small box like this? It's in here. He now what are the other topics? The boxes were separated by each other by a wall or partition. What he saw? He saw a slice of a tree, and that is separated by a cell layer. And these all are separated. Cells of plant trees are dead. So he saw it, and it is a dead. it is the dead cell, the cell is died at that time, so he can actually say that it is a dead cell and he saw the cell wall of dead cells. Other than that, now we the cell is actually going on these things. Now we are seeing what are the cell theories, happening, what are the cell theories, what is the theories that define cell. To know any point, you should first know the theories. For that theories, we know that theories is made up of many things, like it is made up of that. So cell theory is formulated by Matthias Schleden and Theodor Swan, and it is modified by Rudolf. That is what it is saying, that this cell is formulated by Matthias Schleden and Theodor Swan, and it is modified by Rudolf. That is saying the same thing. Means the cell theory, if question is asking what is the cell theory begins, what the cell theory actually is, all these things, so you should cell theory is given by first of all Matthias Schleden and from pre-existing cells called omnicellular e-cellular. It is saying that if cell is present, if anything present, that is saying that new cells, means if anything should give birth to anything object, so that is saying the same thing, that new cells are compromises or modified of new cells, that is new cells is coming from existing cells. That is called omnicellular, or organelles are or composed basically two types of cell, that is called prokaryotic cells and the other is eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells, the question is that what is prokaryotic cell? It is no nucleus, that is according to the name only, that it has primitive nucleus, like it has no nucleus. That is what for prokaryotic cells you just remember no membrane. What does actually no membrane means? It does not have membrane bound structure. In this produces asexual and fission. This is actually saying if anything is present, it should reproduce. For reproduction, it should be sexual or asexual. In prokaryotic cells, the asexual is through budding and fission. What is budding? If this is an so it should generate this buds later fall off, and this will generate that. Now it is they are having a very small, if cell are only one number of cells present, then it should be a very small number, very small. Now DNA without histone covering, we will see this point later. I will mark it, it is important. We will see this point in later. Now the examples are mycoplasma. These are the examples of what prokaryotic cells that we are seeing. Of everything. So like prokaryotic cells, what we are seeing in prokaryotic cells, the primitive type of cells, means it has no membrane bound organelles, no membrane bound structures, all this. Directly different is going to for a eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic size is larger. It is multicellular, na? So size should be larger. It is protista, plant and algae cells. Like in this, all the animals are included, all the plants are included, all the protista, all the algae, fungi. We will see it. What is the algae? What is the fungi? What are the protista? We will see it in later classes. In our later, when we see the 5 kingdom classification, we will see it later there. That is called no any what is called through how their nucleus is made up of separated. Okay, now we are coming what is cell. We have covered the theories of cell, all these things of cell. Now we are going what are the types of cell, what are the cells. So cell is basically, you know, the structural function and unit of life, functional and mental unit of life. Some organisms are made up of single cell. We will see. Cells are two types. You should be unicellular or it should be unicellular, it should be multicellular. Just what is actually meaning? It means that if anything is here, like it is made up of one number of things, or it should be made up of more than one number of things. That is the saying. That cell is the living structure. It should be multicellular. Now, the number of cells in a animal like elephant or human being has billions and trillions of the cells. This is actually what is saying the human body. The human body is made up of a large number of cells. Like large number of cells are making the human body. That is what this is saying. Organism made up of many cells are called multicellular organism. Large number of cells, one number of cells, and the one number of cells and paramedium. This is actually what is saying. Can you see the differences? Unicellular, only one cell, multicellular, then one cell can be seen. Prokaryotic, it should be unicellular, it should be multicellular. Now we are seeing the shapes of cell. Like is it spherical, it is rounded, it is elongated, spindle shape or branched. These are it should be elongated, spindle, branch, which we are seeing today. Now, can you differentiate what are the different shapes of cell? It is oval. Is it round? Is one round? We can see parts of the cells, types of the cells. Now we are going to different sizes of the cell. The sizes should be, if it is unicellular, the size should be so less. If it is multicellular, the size is so large. Now what is the size of a single cell, which is longest single cell? That is ostrich. What is it saying? Cell is living organism of different sizes. Okay, it meters of the body. Each it is the smallest shell. PLO is the smallest shell, and the longest shell is the ostrich egg. Means if the smallest shell is present, it is PPLO, and the longest is ostrich egg. That is the sizes of the cell. The cell size should be different. It should be many things. Now we cell membrane is also called as plasma membrane. First of all, that point is very important. Now, outer membrane cell that controls the of the substance someone should face at that one. So that is my membrane is coming or going through it, that is controlled by the cell membrane. It was discovered by Sanger and Wilson in 1972 according to fluid mosaic model. This line is given by Sanger and Wilson according to mosaic model. This is the bilayer, lipid bilayer. Okay, this is called lipid bilayer. So if the proteins is against, so it should travel like this. It should travel like that. The surface of the what is called cell membrane. So it should travel like that. That is called, according to that is quasi model fluid model. Quasi fluid model of the cell is saying that it should, the protein should move lateral. The protein should move lateral movement is seen over all the lipid surface. That is actually what is seen. Two types of proteins can be seen: peripheral or protein. This peripheral protein, this is called peripheral proteins. If proteins is present here, this is called peripheral proteins, and protein is passing through the cell membrane. Protein. You can see on that RBC membrane. RBC membrane has 52% protein. Sorry, 50% protein and 4% lipid. According to that, it is saying that the human body RBCs has 50% proteins, 40% lipids, the remaining 8% it is made up of carbohydrates. Made up of carbohydrates. Okay. Now it is a it should be then for you it's okay now just to pass. But if you are against the wave, so that takes more energy. So on the basis of that, passive transportation of molecules from high concentration to low concentration means if here more gases are present and there less gases are present, so more gases will go through less gases. That is the most important, and it does not require any ATPs. So ATP is not diffusion. If no gases are available, if they are being in contact with each other, the gases easily pass. That is called the diffusion. Active transport to higher concentration. Inactive transport, the high concentration, the movement is going on. If the movement is going against a concentration, it should require ATP. It should require energy. The energy is called ATP. So ATP is required that. It requires it. For the help of that, ATP okay, facilitate diffusion movement of polar molecules with help of carrier proteins. Passive transport can be three types. It should be simple diffusion, no requirement is seen. Neutral solutes, it should be facilitated. The movement is through any carrier. That is the important. And the third is osmosis. Osmosis is the diffusion, but used for the water term water that is used. Now coming to the last of our class today is mesosome. Mesosome is only present in prokaryotic cells. Now what is mesosome? Formed by the extension of plasma membrane into the cells. the cell membrane. So these are cycles. So tomorrow class we will see later what is actually all these things, but we should remember this thing. These forms of circulate it is cellular formation, DNA main formation. This line is actually saying they are as much as important because there is no any nucleus is seen now. So the main function is carried by them only. We will see them later in tomorrow's class because they are huge large. We have to see each of them. So each of the functions we have to categorize what is the important function, what are the topics, each and every important of that is required. So if we are going to conclude our today's class, what we have seen, we have read the chapter cell. In cell, what we have studied, what is cell, what are the shapes of cell, what are the size of cell, what are the types of cell, what is prokaryotic cell, what is eukaryotic cell, what is unicellular cell, what is multicellular cell, what is cell membrane, what is plasma membrane, what is mesosomes. So these are the topics we covered in tomorrow's class. We will try to cover it tomorrow, like next topic. Okay, if you have any doubt in the comment box, we will just see it. Okay.